So as you can see here, this thing's all taken apart. I had the transmission put in, and it does drive around, but I have to fix the blower problems, and I had to put tires on it because it got stuck when I tried to go 4x4ing because the front chewers and the bald flat back tires just weren't agreeing with each other. But we'll get it sorted out because this thing is going to be street legal. Alright, so we have some minor chain misalignment, and running a manual fan a mechanical fan is totally out of the question now. Will it fly apart? That's the real question. There's only one way to find out. Actually not bad. We'll see. So to get that gasser look with the front end tall, I'm gonna have to get rid of this boring front end and put a little small spacer in there. That should give us the height we need. So mission successful. In goes the blocks. Had to do some minor tweaking of the brake lines to make everything reach without having to actually spend money on parts. But we really got the stance improved, so to speak. That's more like it. Now it just needs dual 3-inch exhaust down there. And this angle on it should help keep the oil in the blower, which has been a problem. Now, a normal person would say, why don't you just fix the blower leaks and then it won't be an issue? But that seems like a lot of work, so I'll try just add more angle to the back of the truck. Also, while I'm at it, this bumper's kind of ugly. What kind of a 4x4 truck doesn't have a winch bumper? All right, running boards removed. Exhaust, dual 3-inch. Don't worry about that strap. That mechanic wire, that's temporary / permanent. So I put in this cherry anti-axle wrap bar, trailing arm. There's all kinds of names for these things. But as you can see, I only put it on one side because it's not half-assed if you do both sides. But there's certain things you can't do a half-assed job on, and one of them is the steering linkage. Now, that's way too much steering angle. So I actually bought a 4-inch drop bar because no matter how bad of a job you want to do, if you want something to be street legal, you cannot weld steering components. So as you can see, I'm even putting brand new tank straps, and I'm trying to make this thing street legal. So you got to do things right. And when you do things right, like this thing doesn't have room for a mechanical fan. So I might trim the fan and just make it less efficient. Or I might put in this aftermarket performance fan. Nah, I'm just joking. I got this fan out of a caravan, and it still turns, so it means it's still good. Yeah, cooling solved. So we don't even worry about the coolant coming out of it. I'm not even worried about that. I'm more worried about the disastrous oil spraying all over the place, and watery oil is the biggest concern. Now, I don't think there's a bad head gasket. I think over the winter, The unfiltered blower got a lot of snow in it, and I just kept running it, not checking the oil. So I will have to drain the oil now, which is very gray, and see if it's just over full, if that's the problem. But the burning on the manifold is a real fire hazard. It was smoking pretty bad on the road. I had to pull over and get it under control. This thing might be the kind of machine that needs to carry around a fire extinguisher. We'll see. Now, I assume that there is some water that got into it over the winter of sitting outside unmaintained. Time will tell, but it's still draining. It's very gray. Hopefully it's not coolant and it's just water. How often do you hear that? Well, shit. We might need head gaskets. So, I might not actually have to do head gaskets. I don't think it's actually coolant. This thing's full of coolant. This is water. It's possible that all this time, this problem I've been dealing with is actually rainwater that's going in through the old crankcase breather where there's just a hole essentially now. And like there's a plug, but it's not watertight. So if all the water, when it rains, sits in the valley, then it might just be going right into the crankcase, because this is not coolant. That is straight rainwater. And not the best for the oil. Good thing I didn't try and start it. All right, let's see how much water this thing can hold. That doesn't look like coolant to me. That looks like rainwater. Oh, there's some oil. Oh, we've got some oil now. That's not good. All right. Oil change. This oil's got about 5 kilometers on it too. That's the worst thing. So yeah, I've still got some issues to work out. One of them being the humidity in it, but that's running about 8 pounds of boost, and it moves not bad. It's definitely up there with the turbocharged one now. Hard to tell if it's any better or any worse, but it rips not bad. Yeah, not bad. So apparently the blower's so loud that I can't hear when it needs the fan running, and good for it to overheat a little bit there. We'll find out if the head gaskets are actually gone. The coolant level was good, so I suspect it was rainwater, but now we can test. And the nice thing is there's at least a solid inch of clearance, so it clears the door by about an inch, the blower. Alright, so the work continues on this thing, and I've got no dash. The lights come on, but the dash doesn't work. And this is a new problem. This only came up in the last little bit here, and I couldn't figure out why. And I said, I didn't change anything. I didn't mess with the wiring. So I have been troubleshooting and troubleshooting and troubleshooting. And here I narrowed it down to someone put one of those crappy plastic clips. I don't know what you call those, inline clips. So they can run an auxiliary wire. And it goes to here. This isn't part of the factory wiring harness. But I'll show you guys what it does when you put power to it. It's pretty spectacular. Watch the 15 amp blue fuse in the fuse box light up when this thing goes in. Oh, there it goes. So what I found was this goes to an extension cord, not even a joke, an old extension cord on the other side of the dash on the firewall. Goes under the truck, and it goes, and it runs along the frame all the way to this auxiliary lift pump that somebody tied in. So someone put in an auxiliary lift pump and wired it into the dash gauges and buzzer, which I don't know why they would. It makes absolutely no sense. But after all that troubleshooting, it was actually me that caused this problem. Look at the cross member bolt. Oh, and look at the extension cord that's pinched in the cross member bolt that supports the transmission. I am stupid. So for the purposes of making this thing street legal, the brakes are fixed, the suspension and steering are fixed, the engine problems are all fixed. There's still a minor leak on the blower, but this is something I didn't bother to complete because I was testing to see if my lip seal would work, and it did. Now this thing has a lip seal for a front seal, so it's good, but I have to seal up beside the lip seal. Anyway, for the purposes of all that stuff, this thing is now street legal. And I want to put, say, propane injection on it. And it's going to get a new windshield because it's absolutely cracked to shit. But currently it is street legal. And the next time you guys see this thing, it's going to be doing stuff for the channel. It's not going to be getting videos of its own. Unless it breaks down, which it most certainly will. It's more than likely going to be running around and picking up garbage, living the dream, so to speak. Thanks for watching.